do, let's get Forex trading day going on. We do have a scalping opportunity for ADP. Another dumb prediction at 8:15, right? It is Wednesday, right? I never know what day it is. I live such strange hours. But I believe it's a Wednesday, the 3rd of February, 2016. The first Wednesday of the month is ADP scalping, and it's usually a pretty good scalp. So we'll see what happens. Without further ado, let's get going. Forex.Today. Let me remind you that trading's risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. It's always a good idea to stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Hola! Konnichiwa! My name is Wayne McDonell. I'm the Chief FX Market Strategist for TradersWay.com. Ni hao ma. We do these trading sessions every day, 7:30 in the morning, Monday through Thursday at Forex.Today, and every Friday at FXStreet.com. Jumbo. Sawabona. Jumbo. That one is Swahili and the one is what? Yeah. Yeah, ni hao ma. So, one's Zulu and what's the other one? Swahili? Gigi. Namaste, my good friend. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, shalom. So anyways, let's get going. Glad you guys are in a good mood. If you want to attend these events live, just go to Forex.Today. By the way, we have analysts that cover the pound, the euro, the yen, and others, but we've also added analysts that specializes in gold, another one that's going to specialize in the Canadian dollar, and then we're going to add one that specializes in the US dollar. So we're giving you coverage around the clock, around the world, all for you for the huge price of respect and loyalty. But you keep your money to yourself, huh? All right, put it in your trading account at TradersWay.com. So anyways, that's where we are. Why don't you join the cool kids club, huh? And I think you should see some charts at this point. Is that about right? Yep. All right. Good. All right. So I'm scanning Oz. Yesterday, in the Asian session, we had Australian trade balance. Did anybody trade that? No, I picked up some quick pips. It didn't really go anywhere though. But I'm not looking at the data, so I'm going to go by memory. But I believe yesterday they expected negative 2.5 billion in trade balance. Now that's a problem though, isn't it? Because Australia is an exporting nation. They're not supposed to be importing more than they export. And they don't import a whole lot, so that means that they're not exporting anything, right? And it was 3.5 billion negative. They thought negative 2.5, but it came out, right? Wow, just like ridiculous. And by the way, that's 20 months in a row. Wah, wah, wah. Wow, huh? Good morning, Leon. So that's just like redonkulously bad. And for a while there, we came down on the Aussie dollar versus US dollar. We came down and touched 70, which is our line in the sand, right? That goes back a very long time, as you already know, because we cover it every day. So it came down, hit 70. Right. There, that's 70. All right, within a half of a pip of 70. And then bounce back up. So short-lived. But you know, it's funny that's just the way that Aussie is. Right? How many times have I told you in the Aussie jobs report, if you're in a scalp and you're up 50 pips profit, take the profit. So, oy vey. But long term, that's just bad, right? Now, did you guys read the recent statement that the RBA did? When was it? Monday? I think it was Monday. It was actually pretty optimistic, wasn't it? And then, like, 30 hours later, this report comes out and it was horrible. So, I don't know, very interesting. So we're still above 70 on the Aussie dollar versus US dollar, but no good, right? So no good. But I kind of thought that might have been putting us on the way to 60. I thought there was going to be a good chance of that. So take the old support level, make it resistance. Oops. I'll leave it there. Does this piece art make it hard to follow? I can always get rid of that. But I was kind of, hoping that we're in this mode because, I'm a trend trader, so I don't really care what the trend is. It's not up to me. But if this is going to go back down, then let's get going, right? Right? I call that the when Harry met Sally trade setup. If you realize the Aussie dollar is going to collapse, you want the Aussie dollar to collapse as soon as possible. So anyways, very interesting, right? You see the bottom, triple bottom, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, triple top, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. What do you think? Okay. Beep, beep. Another interesting one yesterday. I'm going to get off the end or the Aussie. Well, actually, you know what? I got to show you Aussie Swissy, right? All right. 4-hour swing. How does the oscillator make you feel on this 4-hour chart? Right? Very nice, right? Well, it's not a buy in of that. All it tells you it's oversold, but who cares? If it's a downtrend, it's supposed to be oversold. So that's nothing. That just says wake up and wake up, just wake up, right? Especially if you're a bull. The next more important piece of this puzzle, however, is are you at support a blind man can see? Okay? So you need to make a decision. And we sort of have this area here, monthly central, weekly M2. What do you think? Is that the kind of support you want on a 4-hour chart? If so, you need to be this is what you've been doing the last few hours, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And this comes down, right? 618 predicts what? A 1382. That gets us up there. I look at this and say, forget it. Let's just go to M4. And there we are. Okay. What were we trying to do yesterday? Buy it on a Tuesday, take profit on a Friday, right? And that would be the type of setup. Okay, because that is 12 hours ago, so feels like a yesterday to me, right? What do you guys think? The only problem is that was horrible news that brought this, right? That brought this down. I was there on this giant red candle, and it didn't feel like an up at that point because this is the trade balance. The not the negative 0.25 billion, which is pathetic for an export country, but negative 3.5 billion. Holy smokes, right? So that was pretty bad, but some sort of recovery. Is this easy street? No, it's not easy street because it's still technically bearish on this smaller time frame. Let me drop it into an hour. Okay, right, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower. Right, there's no higher high yet. But if you're Johnny on the spot, you're going to maybe treat this as support, higher high, higher low, and you'd be in here. But it's as clear as mud, I'd say. But it's much more clear if you've already decided you want to catch the carry trade, right? You're like, I just want to buy Aussie. Maybe you don't even follow fundamentals. Maybe you don't even follow the news. You're just like, man, it's a role reversal, right? Remember, if you were not using Fibonacci, let's say you're not using pivot points. How do you decide where your next buying opportunity is? You use the old resistance. What? Right there, right? That old resistance becomes support, role reversal. So pick your poison, my friend. Okay. What do you stink? Last time we had a setup like this was like this. And where was that buy? Right? Role reversal, oscillator. And it was up until Friday. Remember, buy it on a Tuesday, sell it on a Friday? Holy smokes, eh? What do you think of that, Brew? Coolio, huh? We don't have a date yet, but looks like Ryan's putting together a trading event in Johannesburg. It's going to come up, right? Maybe 6, maybe 8 weeks from now. I got to be back by April, Ryan, and I can't miss too many trading days traveling. So I kind of want to like leave on a Friday from the United States and kind of get back. But just a thought process. So if anyone wants to meet up in Johannesburg, it's going to be like 6, 7 weeks from now. Yeah, but just I'm thinking out loud for you, right? If I leave on a Friday, that puts me probably in Johannesburg, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, right? Which means I'll probably go straight to sleep, wake up all weird on Sunday. Maybe that's where I walk the slums by myself at night with pockets full of money and Rolex watches and get the real South African experience. And then maybe whoop whoop. And then maybe Monday we do some trading, and Monday night or Tuesday morning I'm out of there. Probably even Tuesday morning. 1 a.m. 1 a.m. on Monday back on the plane. I love it. I love trips like that. But I don't know. Best I've done though is I've flown to Abu Dhabi for lunch. 18 hours in the plane, lunch, 18 hours on the plane. It was a good day. All right. So, anyways, let's go. If you guys are in Johannesburg, it can happen. Europe's cool. So let's see. Where did I want to go in here? I don't want to do this yen one. That's the one I was short a little bit yesterday. Oh, someone asked for the Kiwi yen. Who was Kiwi yen? Oh, okay, there we go. This is for Marky. Okay, totally different than the Aussie dollar. Nudge, nudge, right? Yeah, this is like way different. Let's see. Right, higher high, lower right, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high. So we got to mark this as, you know what? Let me get my drawing tool out. It's nicer. By the way, where in Europe would we meet up? All right. Okay, so let's just assume since the moving averages are pointing down that there was a lower high, that's a lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, shields up, red alert. You guys understand that? Especially if you're piercing the 55. So just a quick lesson here. If the 21's in control, you're going to make a lower low. If the 55's in control, you're going to make a double bottom. If you've made a higher high, it's going to reverse. And go where? The 200. So what's important here? Who's in control? The 21, you're bearish and aggressive. The 55, you're bearish and conservative. Breach of the 55, you go back to the fair market value, otherwise known as neutrality, the neutral zone. Commander Wolf, shields up! Get us out of the neutral zone, the Dagobah system. Aye, aye, Commander. Right? Back to the fair market value. Well, I love Zurich, but I've been to Zurich a couple of times, I think. Malta? I don't know anything about Malta. What's the national export of Malta? Pork? Yeah, that's what I figured. No tourism. Yeah, I don't know. Is that like the Maltese Falcon? All right. So down, up, down, down. All right. So this is a good one, right? I hate sunshine. Okay, look. Sell. All right. Oops. Sell. Sell. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Look for a bottom. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, no. Right? So when you get this, what you immediately do is you take this area here, and most importantly, this area here, drag it across, and that's your new buy zone. Okay. Okay. You got it? So one thing that you could look for, and you want this on like a 1 hour or 4 hour. You don't want this on a 1 minute because you can get, I mean, you can get reversed out to death, right? But a true sort of, this is an S1 to R1 inside week, right? Typical right out of my book kind of stuff, which is a change of trend if it was bearish. Okay, but then down, roll reversal, right? On a Tuesday, take your profit on a Friday. How nice is that? Then what? Take the old resistance, drag it across. Okay. Down. And ideally, this is up. Okay. Should be up. And this is one that we either talked about yesterday or I did in the mentorship. But when whatever, if you're a bull, this is what I talk about over and over and over again, even to myself. What would Wayne do? If you're a bull, okay, and let's say you were a bull on Friday, and you're like, man, awesome, take your profit, right? You're good, right? What was the sentiment at the end of the week? Bullish, right in here. This is where it closed. It closed high. So it's bullish sentiment. Great. So on the weekend, on Monday or a Monday when the market's open and you get your new pivots, what's your trade plan for the week, swing trader? Central pivot to weekly M2. If you're a bull, you buy somewhere there, ideally on a Tuesday-ish. Okay. Oh, new record low on Baltic Dry Index. See, I told you could do it, Baltic Dry Index. You could get worse and worse. Down another 2.3% today. It's going to break 300 pretty soon. Very good job. Awesome. So I think I'd like to go into the scrap metal business and start scrapping some of these ships. I'm telling you, find a company. Find the company that's probably in India. They're going to get huge orders for scrapping tankers and shipping boats, right? Yeah, they're going to. And then what, Stephen? They're going to scrap everything, and then there's going to be a huge shortage. But you know the upside of this, guys, is if you're going to mothball your best ships, your newest ships, and you take your old ones, right? The ones that you've had for several years that are not very efficient, right? You spend too much on fuel. There's a little too much pollution. Not quite comfortable. So you're going to scrap those things, and then when the economy comes back and we need new ships, they're going to make new. They're going to make new boats, eh? And they're going to be better and more efficient, in many different ways. And they'll probably be safer. So this is probably a good thing on the long run, right? Because, right, when the economy is booming, what do? They take like I don't know, they take like wheelbarrows and put them on, anything that floats, right? They fill canoes full of oil and put them in the open ocean. So anyway, it's good. It's good to get rid of that stuff. Need for steel and iron. Yep. So. Oh, I have a question about risk. All right. Well, yeah. Why not? What time is it? We got 10 minutes till the ADP. So let's talk about risk. I'm just going to pull up Euro USD, I think, and we'll just trade that. Are you all right with that? For ADP? Everyone okay? I think everyone's okay with Euro USD, right? All right, risk. This is an interesting one. Okay. If you have a bad month and you have to report on your trading history to investors. In fact, if you have a bad month, you have to keep it on your books for 5 years. So like 4.5 years from now, you're trying to raise money from investors, and they look back and they see your recent loss. It could be a deal killer, right? So the question is, when it comes down to risk, how much is your worst month? If you think about it, over the next 5 years of track record history, what do you want your worst month to be? 5%? 10%? 25%? Okay? That you have to make that decision. Now you take that and say, well, how bad is your worst month going to look like? So do you have certain rules like, if you lose 100 pips in a day, do you just stop trading for that day? Do you have rules like that? What's your kill switch? because you have to do something to prevent things like revenge trading. And because, you know, what happens is you can have a bad day and inevitably you make it the worst day ever. But you want to prevent that, right? We all have bad days, but you don't want the worst day ever. I worked with a guy that was really afraid of stuff like that. So when I mentored him, one of the things that we did is we worked on mantras. It was like almost like a mantra meditation where, you know, he'd say, you know, today I am patient. Today I'm disciplined. Today I will trade my strategy. Today I will not blow up my trade account. Say things like that. Say it out loud. Literally say it out loud. Today I will not blow up my trade account. I am patient. I am disciplined. Right? I am in control, right? I am not in control of the market, but I am in control of my behavior. Okay? So that's one way to go with it, right? So I'm assuming you have some sort of kill switch. So now to continue with that conversation, let's say your kill switch is 100 pips. Maybe it's 50 pips. I don't know. And what if how likely are you to be wrong 10 times in a row? Okay? So like one thought is let's say you're a swing trader. And let's say you make one trade at a time and let's say you have a 100 pip stop. Okay? Fine. I'm just making things up. What if you're wrong Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Every single day. You're wrong. I got it, Stephen. Thank you. That should add up to your worst ever month. See, ideally that can happen because if you did do a bad week and you've been wrong 5 days in a row and you're like, well, you know, I'll get it. At least I'm not bleeding to death. It was a bad week, but I'll get it. Okay? So let's say you said your worst month ever is 10% drawdown. Then that's what 10% adds up to. So on and so forth, right? And you reverse engineer the whole thing. But it seems pretty hard to believe you'd be wrong that many times in a row, right? If you were, you probably have a problem, right? You probably have a weakness somewhere in your trading. And you should probably, I'd say if you were wrong, you know, 10 days in a row over the course of 2 weeks, you know, you should probably go have a business planning retreat with yourself, right? Or maybe you should call your broker and ask them if they have any trading ideas for you. I knew someone years ago. He said something to me. He's like, yeah, you know, my broker keeps calling me about trading with ADX and how I could make a lot of money trading ADX. I said, well, okay, well, just get on the phone with the phone monkey that called you and say, hey, phone monkey, how come you're not making a lot of money trading ADX? If you're making a lot of money trading with ADX, why are you a phone monkey? Right? So, hey, phone monkey, why don't you wash my car and shine my shoes? But don't tell me what to do with Forex trading, huh? All right, so yeah, we got about 3.5 minutes. So we're going to use tradethenews.com today to get the news information faster than everybody else in the whole wide world because you're either quick or you're dead. I'll even throw a watch window open so you can see it as well as hear it. So ADP, it's going to basically try to predict what NFP is going to be on Friday. That's fine. The degree to the correlation is debatable.
And the 2-year, you're back at 0.75% heading into the ADP employment report in about a minute's time. The December 2016 Fed Fund future at 99.47.
All right, here we go.
About 10 seconds from ADP, consensus is for 193,000. Data due out momentarily. $205,000 a beat there for the ADP.
Yeah, you probably want to be short. $382, missed it.
Commentary from Mark Zandi saying job growth remains strong despite the turmoil in the global economy and financial markets. Manufacturers and energy companies are reducing payrolls, but job gains across all other industries remain robust, and the U.S. economy remains on track to return to full employment by mid-year.
Full employment by mid-year, huh? You guys get all of that? Very nice. 205, better than expected. Anything over the 2 handle is good, right? So you can see I got it basically set up as a range here. Right? You see how I mark a top, mark a bottom. Okay, back to 50% retracement of this part of the move. Okay, another bearish opportunity. So let me get a little more data for you. Small business, 79,000, which is okay. Medium business, 82,000, which is great. Large businesses, 44,000, which is not that great. Goods producing sector, which is manufacturing, only 13,000. Service providing sector, 192,000. Construction, 21,000. Wait, manufacturing was 0. So what is goods producing sector versus manufacturing? I don't know, whatever. Goods producing 13 versus 23. Job growth remains strong despite the turmoil in the global economy and financial markets. Manufacturing and energy companies are reducing payrolls, but job gains across all other industries remain robust. The U.S. economy remains on track to return to full employment by mid-year. Okay? Let me look around the world here. I'm looking on this screen here. This is dollar index. It's been weak. We're at support and it's holding. You know, way up top here, that's my pound dollar. And it's at just broke through 45 on its way probably to the daily 55. That's slowing very quickly. Way over here is my USD Japanese yen. You see the blank spot up top in the top right hand corner? My screen blew out. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't have thrown my shoe at it. But that's where the Euro USD lives. And I have a new screen on the way. USD CAD. Oh, kitty cat over here in this corner. So it's at 39.33. We're on a monthly pivot, I believe. That's been up, down, turn around. So, oh, dang. Oh, I'm going to lose money. No. Oh, dang it. Somebody get me a kitten. Ugh. All right. So there it goes. Oh, dang it. What happened there, huh? Dollar just weakening. It didn't like it. What's wrong with 200K, man? 200K is good. Huh. All right. They don't like it. There's more bulls than bears. Boo. Thought that'd be good enough. So I'm looking here. Yeah, a lot of huge recovery in the kitty cat today. Let's flip over to oil. Oil was way down and then it bounced on us, right? Let's zoom in a little bit. Yeah, back ADP was revised from last month, so it's just strange. Yeah, prior revised higher from 257 to 267. So I guess the market wanted 250, not 200. Well, whatever. Sometimes it happens. I guess the market's reacting that it was an okay number, but not good enough for the Fed to need to raise interest rates again. But I'm looking at oil here. And then another way to mark it up is up in here. Triple top on our 50%. Validate that. Oh, it's that way. It's a nice place for it to bounce. Right in here. Oil dropped big time off 36, dropped right back down to 30, which we have as a 618, and then did pick up there. So what are you going to do? Are you going to buy it from here and roll it back up? If that's the case, you want to kind of get ready now, ladies and germs. There's a couple of things. You could trade it like only technical analysis matters, but a market like this, moves a lot off psych levels. So if you want to take oil back up, you maybe do something like this. Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to have a fib in here, this move here to this move here, and you can see 31 is also a 50%. Okay. Yeah, dollar's getting kicked on this one. S&P 500 futures not really doing much, or I should say cash, but S&P 500 cash market's not really doing much. USD yen breaking, man. So let's. I wanted to do that one earlier, so let's do it now because we're going to come up on 19. Okay. One of my favorite things to do on USD yen is big psych levels. Let me give you an example of that. That's 119. Okay. That's a big psych level. And the next one for me would be 18. Okay. Let me zoom in now. Okay. So a bounce in here could be a nice one. Do 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 do. What the hell you waiting for? Yeah, 119, man. This could be interesting. If you get a bounce, this might be a buy and hold. Yeah, Pig Dog's gone. The US dollar's collapsing. It's through 122 easily. I think there was a pivot in there. It's through that one pretty easily. So the market's saying 200 is just not good enough of a number out of ADP. But they're saying, wow, if we only get 200 on non-farm payrolls, then that's not good. Okay, so pay attention to that one. Let me go back to the euro. See, I'm not a euro dollar long guy. It's just when you look at commitment of traders, you see that still no one's really buying it. But if you're trading it, then all you do is catch these little micro pullbacks. So you have to decide now whether you want it, right? Pullbacks to the 5 EMA, to the 21. Another thing you could do is fib. Another thing you could do is look for psych levels. Okay. Mine is just a little scalp. If you notice, big red candle. I got it like a 618 Fibonacci retracement. I was up about 10 pips, lost about 20. Too bad. So oh, Joseph says the 200's not good enough. What do you mean 200? Oh yeah. Oh, I see the headline number. I don't know. That's for the market, right? So last month was 260. Okay, so we didn't get a 260. I'm happy we didn't get a 170. I kind of thought people would expect bad, so not bad was good, but good just wasn't good enough. And remember, if the jobs report doesn't force the Fed to raise interest rates, then that's going to weaken the dollar. That's all it is. The Ukrainian central bank governor just came out and said that the Ukraine will not have strong growth drivers in 2016. Really? That's shocking. You guys want to meet up in like Azerbaijan? Or I'll meet you in Baku. I was just thinking of how oil gets across the Caspian and works its way over to the Ukraine. Yeah, I'll meet you in Baku. They used to have the largest and fanciest opera house in the entire world. Then the Soviets took it over. Okay, so anyways, this is what you're probably going to look for, guys, if you're going to take this north to the next level. I don't like to swing both ways like a broken gate, though. When I'm wrong, I don't like to trade. When I'm right, I like to trade crazy. So the big switch up on that USD CAD, man, that's just amazing. So by the way, I don't know, you can't see, but these other screens, each one of the screens is focused on a currency pair, and each screen has at least 4 charts, 4 different time frames. This way over here, all these screens, they're all yens. Everything is a yen. Well, one of them actually is S&P 500, but the rest is yen, 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 yen. Well, I can drag them across, Lucas. That's one way. There's another way. There's software you can buy so that you can detach your MT4 charts. Okay, but okay, look over to my left. I'll grab the bottom of the MT4. You see? So that's one platform. Okay. Okay. And then what I do, let me put it, this is what, let me change this here. That should be changing. I don't think you're even going to be able to see it because it's so small. Okay. Yeah, you can't even see it. That's that's what. Yeah, you can't even see it. So silly. I guess I'll move it over here. This is what MT4 looks like when you install it for the first time. 3 tiny little charts. That's how big my screens are. And so that's a profile for the British pound. So what I do is I open up the screen as big as I want over as many LCDs as I need. And then I create profiles, right? One big profile for that. And so this one's called 6 screens. And so then I just create it by adding all my charts to that large platform. And then it loads as it's doing now. Yeah, it's called floating charts. Yeah, you like it, Sean? The screens are only 22s and they're 1680 by 1050, right? So they're nothing special. But, I've had these screens now for 7 years. Time to get rid of them. But, for example, where's my, okay, this is my email. Can you see my email? My Gmail, the black screen. And then I can move it here. And then I can move it here. And I can move it up here, right? So this is just one computer. So just having some monitor problems. So I only have 15 running, but whatever. These are old, Dabista. These are old, man. So these are old LCDs. When you buy screens, if I were buying new screens, I'd buy LED. But the most important thing, guys, is not the size of the screen, obviously. It's resolution. And so, like, some people brag to me, they're like, Wayne, I bought, 50-inch LCDs. I'm like, yeah, but you're running at 720i, right? So your huge 50-inch screen is less than even one of my screens, right? So big size doesn't matter. Resolution matters, right? But also when you sit in front of your screens like I do for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours every day, flicker rate is also very important. You need fast. Devisa says this, these days you can get HD. Well, these are HD. At 1050, they're basically 1080. Now you can get better, you can get a higher quality, right? Yeah, but at some point it's not necessary. Or OLED, see, OLED, you don't need stuff like that either. I mean, yeah, if you're buying a TV, right? Yes, get OLED. You don't need that for this, really. I don't I don't see what the upside would be. Maybe they stay cooler, but I don't think you're going to spend, $1,000 a screen. I'd rather have, I'd rather have 18 screens for $1,800 than one screen for $1,800. Even if it's a 4K, still. But but do you use USB graphic card? No, no, I don't, Sebastian. In fact, the two up top are supposed to be running on USB externals, but for some reason, just they're not working on this PC. So I have one, one computer. I think it's got 3 video cards, and that's the setup. So not quite 1080p, but good enough, right? And these were supposed to be running on externals, and the company that made the computer said they would definitely work, and they definitely don't work. So I got to figure it out. It just causes conflicts with like the BIOS or something. Well, this isn't Windows 10 either because then Windows 10 wasn't compatible with the video cards, but whatever. All right, guys. So you're on a 3A2 here. You want to keep your eyeballs on the 950. So, somewhere in here, you're probably getting fairly close to thinking about it. You also, as I zoom in on my 15-minute chart, you want to kind of eyeball where the 5 EMA is, and also remind yourself that in 7 minutes we're going to get a new 5 EMA on the 15, and it's going to be higher than it is now. So if I were to guess, let's just put it near 109.50, right? Which means probably in the next 1 to 4 minutes, you're going to be long Euro USD if you're a bull. Because the most obvious place, if you're a bull and you want to buy the sucker, the most obvious place to do it is somewhere between the 382 and 109.50. Okay, your Stokes on the 1 minute's ready. It's fine. It's ready to go. Hot to go. HOTTOGO. 5 minutes out of cycle, which means it would need to cycle down to the lower level. All right, that would put it to, that just means it'll take 20 minutes longer. Okay. All right. Oh. I told you. Where'd it go? Where did we have it? Was it here? No. I remember doing the analysis. I don't remember where it was. I don't know why some of these profiles are so messed up. No, it wasn't here either. Anyways, USD yen came down, tickled 19, and is now up 25 pips. Where was it? Oh, it must be in one of these ones. Well, so Ryan says we didn't actually hit 119. No, you have to make a decision, right? Unless you enter with limit orders. Well, that's kind of sissy. So I don't know where that USD yen was, but anyways, we had it marked up. Yeah, okay. We missed it by, yeah, 1 pip. Sorry. Look how it's actually a 786 of that bigger move. How interesting. 618 of that. Okay, so if you're going to try like a retracement, then, you're going to watch these key levels. Look at classic place for the bear. And then let me go out to a 5-minute chart. And if you're a bull, you're going to end up catching it kind of down in here. You're probably going to go from 20 to 50. Right? Plan B would be here. Notice that it's still not bullish, right? Oh, look at the time. I think we've run out of time. Sorry, just lots going on. The yen is starting to weaken, so pound yen is moving up off its next move. It was actually kind of a nice little cycle. Euro yen's heading up off of its 4-hour 55, which seems to indicate a double top around 132, and then daily wants to drop, so that's interesting. Aussie yen trying to create something bullish, but it's almost a flag pattern without much trend behind it. CAD yen kicking off the 55 on the 4-hour again, predicting a double top. And I think that's about it. USD CAD right on 139.0000 off of its 55, which would indicate that it might be near a bottom at this point in time. So anyways, hello everybody. Hope you had a wonderful trading day. Let's all remind our trading brothers and sisters that peace on earth. Right? Peace on earth. Definitely something we want. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. And I lost money on a scalp. Stupid Euro USD. So, anyways, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for being on my team. You make me want to be a better trader. Mm-hmm.